Hi everyone. In this video, we'll take a look at how we can use activities to track attendance to meetings or other kinds of gatherings. Now, it is a simple way to record meetings, particularly if the meeting is ongoing, it's weekly, maybe you have a standing steering committee that goes all the time, but you still want to track who is showing up. So let's take a look at how we can use activities to do that. So of course we can always just look up each person and add them to a meeting activity. But I like to, since we're talking about one meeting, you want to add basically all the contacts at one time to that one single meeting rather than showing several different activities like as if it was a one-on-one meeting. So let me show you how to do that. You may have already wanted to create your group or search for the folks that would be attending that meeting. I've already created a group. So I'm going to go to Search, Advanced Search, and I've created my steering committee group. So I'm going to go and find my group, and here it is. I have the steering committee. It's an ongoing bi-monthly meeting that they all show up for. So I'm going to search for these folks and I'm going to start to track who showed up at that meeting. So here my folks show up. So I'm just going to pick the folks that actually showed. So I may just go in and just grab a few people. Again, you can grab all of them and then just uncheck the folks that didn't, but I just know there was just several folks that showed this last time. So I'm going to just check off the folks I have. I had like 9 people. That's a very poor showing, but at least we had folks who showed up. And now I'm going to add an activity. So basically this will add an activity to all of them at once. So I'm going to grab my meeting, and here is the thing that's going to matter. There is you can either create separate activities for each contact. Now that works only if you had several one-on-ones, individual meetings. But what we only had was one meeting with all these folks together. So we want to select the create one activity with all contacts together. So that's an important piece right there. And again, you can put your subject line here. I have this committee meeting I've been using. And, you know, to really be able to categorize what kind of meeting this was for, what it was for, I'm using a campaign. So in this case, I have our Global Climate Change is for Real campaign. Again, put the date. I'm going to throw my date in here. It was last week. Put in the time if it matters. You know, again, I'm going to just record a few things because I know I want to record a little bit more about this meeting, and it's completed. It already happened. I could write notes if I want, or the agenda, and I'm just going to hit save. So I'm going to make sure I have my campaign, my subject if you want, and then making sure that I create one activity. So I'm going to hit save. Great. So I've added these folks to the meeting. And now you can actually go and search. Now, here's the caveat. You know, unless you created a separate, a specific activity type for these type of meetings, it may be difficult to find folks who attended a meeting unless you've categorized them under the campaign or you know the actual date of the meeting. Because if you want to know, that's the only way it works with using activities. Again, it's a simpler method, but there are some drawbacks. But let's take a look at the search. I'm going to do Search, Advanced Search. Now I know this meeting happened last week. Again, just to see how it was. I just want to look at the people. And I'm going to go down to an activities. And I'm going to look for meeting. And again, I'm only able, again, I may just want to check for those that was completed. It happened. And here, this helps a little bit. Because I have a campaign. But again, unless I know the actual date it was, or again, you know, we were using the subject line, but you could easily misspell things. But let's take a look at this and see. We should get our 9 folks that showed up. Oh, this one showed up. I didn't put the date, so notice it's everybody. So let's go in and actually put the date. I'm going to edit this search, and let's put in that date. So I did miss that. but this is a good test to show you what happens. So I'm actually going to put the date, and that was actually last Wednesday on the 17th, and now I can find, I should get my 9, and there we are, there's our 9. So again, it is a simple way of tracking attendance, but if you want to be able to really see over time, be able to search for an event name, maybe you want to sell tickets, maybe you want to make it online, maybe you want to track who showed, who didn't show, you may want to use the event feature.